Hi everybody, Junk Shop Library here, back for another chapter of the book of Genesis in our ongoing Improv Bible study. We're starting the story of Noah today, so let's just go ahead and launch right into this. Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man, and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood, rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, with lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, from under heaven. And everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. And that's chapter 6. So apparently God just can't make anything or do anything himself except make everything that exists. He makes a garden. Back in chapter 2, he needs a gardener to take care of it. He wants a big honking boat here in chapter 6. He needs somebody to make it for him. He needs 2 of every kind of everything to go into the boat. He tells Noah, go out and round them up. With the possible exception of plants before light. This may be the dumbest story that anyone actually takes literally, in the Old Testament at least. I don't care how big a boat you make. You are not going to fit 2 of everything into it. Even if you say it wasn't 2 of every kind of cow, it was just 2 cows. Not necessarily 2 of every species of cockroach or beetle or what have you. Just 2. Just 2. And then between then and now, they've all varietied out into the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of species we have today. And that's all we've got in chapter 6. Just make a boat and fill it up with critters and food for them. Food for them. Enough food in one boat for Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. We assume they only had 3, though we've already well established polygamy by this point. But traditionally, it's just assumed that each one had one. The pain. Okay. There's also no explanation of, other than just the sheer fact of him walking with God, which was a phenomenon we saw referenced back in our last little set of begats, that someone walked with God. But that was Enoch, who didn't die. No explanation beyond that Noah walked with God and found grace in the eyes of the Lord. No explanation for what's so special about Noah. But everything else was corrupt and corrupting the earth. God gives up fast, it seems. It's only been, however, I'm not going to go back through and count, but it's only been so many generations since Adam and Eve didn't follow directions very well, and God's already given up on everything, not just people, but creeping things and birds of the air. And so he decides to drown them all, being a just and merciful entity. Go build a big boat, fill it up with food, not just for you and your immediate family, but for 2 of everything. For an indeterminate amount of time. He doesn't say whether it's food for a day or food for a year or food for the rest of your lives. He just says gather it all up. Gather it all up, climb in the boat. Oh my goodness, and we haven't even gotten to the stupidest parts. This is just the beginning of the Noah story. I think I'm going to leave it there with chapter 6. The Noah's Big Floating Zoo and Feed Emporium. And when we come back, we'll go to chapter 7 when the rain starts. I hope you're enjoying this. This one a little dry. I didn't have too much to say about it. At least we didn't have any begats. Click this general area to subscribe, please, and share with anyone you think might appreciate our time together here. We'll see you again in a bit when it starts to rain.